Today we're going to talk about a new blush from YSL. But you're going to say the Make Me Blush YSL blush has already been there, Rebecca. We've seen so many iterations of it. What are you talking about? Yeah, it's right here and it's very popular. This is the original YSL. It's got a little puffy Make Me Blush, but today we're going to talk about its little sister, or maybe we could call it its first cousin. This is the YSL Make Me Blush Cream Blush, and we're going to talk about it today and why it's kind of an interesting release and signals a little bit of a change in the way we are wearing our faces today. Yeah, wearing our faces today with me, Rebecca, on Not Fit for Print Beauty. I am a fashion and beauty journalist and editor. I usually type away, but I did it for so long, 25 years, that I thought it was time I head digitally and bring my thoughts on makeup and what we should and shouldn't buy right here to YouTube. And that's why I started this channel, to make a sort of beauty editorial channel that you can watch every day or so on YouTube. And I can help you, if you subscribe, to decide what you should and shouldn't spend your money on in a very crowded, often confusing beauty market. So let's talk about why this is interesting. First of all, this is the new YSL Cream Blush. It is $46, same price as the powder, and it comes, this one, in 6 colors, and I'm sure we'll expand upon it just like they've expanded on the powder. So if you have and enjoy the YSL powder blush, I'm sure you probably enjoy it if you have it, it's a beautiful product, then why do you need the cream, and why are so many brands coming out with cream blushes? Well, look, when we talk about trends in makeup and in fashion, I always tell you guys, you got to do what makes you feel pretty. So I don't want to pressure anyone. I'm going to update you on what the style is and what's happening, and you do with that information what you want. You tell me I'm going to keep wearing my powder blush, I'm all in favor of that. Okay, so zero pressure. But just so we keep up, makeup is moving in a more skin-light direction, less of a powdered face. We used to have a lot of different powders. Remember, people would bake with powder under the eyes and they would powder the lower half. We're going less powdered and more of a kind of ethereal, lit from within skin. So powder isn't disappearing. If you're somebody who's got oilier or glowier skin and you're like, Rebecca, I need to powder, so powder isn't going anywhere, but a powdered look, a more matte powdered look, is kind of not huge right now. It's still there. All things exist in a little bit at all times, but a very popular look now is go ahead and powder, but everyone wants to see your skin through it. So not as matte and powdered, if you know what I mean. You know, we used to use foundation and then powder over the foundation, and then a powder bronzer, and then a powder highlighter, and then a powder blush. So it was like all powder products on top of each other, and that was beautiful. That's kind of really probably my favorite look, but that was really what was in for so long, right? But now we want a little bit more of translucency and movement, and glow. And you're going to get a little bit more from this. We're just talking about the YSL because this is a new product. You're going to get a little bit more of that movement and the translucency, and a little bit more of seeing the skin through. I know I myself have stopped wearing heavier foundation. I've been doing a lot of just like color corrector only or concealer only days, and that's kind of leaning or a nod towards this trend, and this will continue it with the cream blush choice. Again, powder is not dead. Look at Farrah Homedy, who has a powder blush and a powder bronzer that almost, a lot of you have confused that in DMs to me, telling me that you feel like it's almost gotten like a hard pan. It hasn't. It's just a kind of creamier powder. Not a cream to powder, don't get me wrong, but a creamier powder, less of a cakey matte powder. It's not that it's hard panning, but I know that it could kind of seem that way. Powder still has an advantage. It gives you longevity, depth. It's a little easier oftentimes to work with. So it's not, again, necessarily moving from powder to cream. Please don't misunderstand me. It's moving from a powdered look, even if you use powder, to a creamy look, and a cream blush is going to help that, which is why you've been seeing so many of them. This little guy has hyaluronic acid in it, so we're going to have more skincare ingredients than most products can fit into a powder. It's medium to bold. It is supposed to melt into the skin, whereas any powder is, no matter what, going to sit on top of it more. So let's try this little guy on right now, okay? You can do your fingers, but I'm going to do a foundation brush because I think that works, okay? So I'm coating the brush with it here. And I'm just going to show you it over here. I'm going to just kind of dot it in. And then this is shade 37. And I just want to show you the way it looks, right? Already kind of a wet look. I way over applied it on purpose. Do you see? It's kind of got a wet look. I'm going to tap it in, and this definitely feels like a cream. Now it is going to set. It's not going to stay feeling tacky. My hair won't stick to it if there's a breeze or anything like that. But I just want to show you the way that looks. And then I'm going to compare it to kind of a similar color. This is the color 12 in the powder, and I just kind of want to show you the difference. You could layer these, but we're not talking about that now. Okay, I'm going to overdo it on this too. It's just a similar color. Okay, I overdid it purposefully, but you see the difference? So this is kind of more of a, this doesn't look powdery either, but this one definitely looks more lively. Do you see the difference between the cream and the powder right there? That's just why this is kind of having its moment right now, this cream product. By the way, interestingly enough, the powder version, just talking about the YSL, this has got that pillowy top, you know, like the YSL bags. And this one mimics it, but it's vinyl. You could still push in a little bit. It's not hard, but it's like vinyl, and this one's leather. If that matters to you, just talking about packaging. This also does not disturb foundation. Now, when you pick a dewy or a cream blush, if it picks up foundation, that is frustrating and annoying, and this one doesn't. I hope you're seeing just the difference. I over applied both. Hope I got a similar shade there, just so you can kind of see that difference. This one, it just looks a lot more like I went for a run, which I never do. Come on now. But I will say that this powder will be a little bit longer lasting, but you can combine them. Patrick Ta, for instance, famously likes to put a cream over a powder. Most people generally do a powder over a cream, especially if you're worried about the cream being a little bit tacky or you have kind of a skin that gets a little more glowy, then you can do the powder after. But either way works and increases the wear. Kind of like when you stack your perfumes, you could do the same here because this side is going to wear a lot longer. It depends on your skin too. Some skins eat up a glowy look, right? Raise your hand down there in comments if your skin just kind of takes it in. Some don't, right? Depends how dry, how oily your skin is. But if you use a powder and a cream together, you will get more longevity. But if you wear them separately, just kind of an idea of the difference in the look, I hope you can see it. Let me just show you also. Why not? Since we're here, let's put a little bit of this powder color, because I think they're kind of similar, over the cream, and that's going to give it some longevity. It's going to quiet it down. Yes, it's overdone, guys, I know. It's going to quiet it down. What do you think? And what about applying the cream over, like kind of Patrick Ta style? I will say, that's a lot. I will say that YSL recommends powder over cream. That's just traditional, but okay, overdone, so I'm looking a bit silly, I suppose, but I like combining it. To me, my recommendation is if you're just going out kind of briefly, sorry, I'm overly made up here. I do like the look of a cream. I'm really getting used to it. And I was very against it at first. But now if I'm going out for the whole day, I do like to layer, find complementary shades, play around. I think these are kind of similar shades. It's a little bit deeper, but I then like with these, with a YSL, and we're talking about YSL, I like powder over cream. And a lot of us were so interested in their blush that we got a lot of these powder shades. Why would you need this? Well, you want to get in on the trend, you trust the name YSL, and you like that lit from within look. Maybe you have a bunch of these to layer, but you could go cheaper with the cream. I mean, it's like powder blush is never going out of style, but the trend for cream products isn't really going anywhere. It does seem to be increasing, but you know, you could get in on this with, for instance, Milk has a new product that's very affordable that's also a cream blush, and it's very good. You don't have to spend this kind of money, but if you enjoy luxury beauty, I think you would really like this, and I think you would love it compared with a contrasting shade. If you have a collection from the powder collection, I think it's beautiful. And they're both the same, but it's, you know, it's a pretty price tag. It's luxury makeup. This is not to say, again, that a powdered makeup is going out of style, because it isn't. But the key trend to look at with all of these cream products is powder or cream, we're going towards seeing the skin, lifelike skin, not powdered and perfect and flat. Foundation, such as the new Hung Van Gogh foundation, you're still going to apply over it so that it looks luminous. It's kind of interesting. He's making a flat canvas to work on first, right? It's really, really interesting, and it just represents the way that makeup is going. But if you have any questions, please ask them down below. Try this. It's a beautiful product, and I think try it especially if you have some of the powder shades already. Ask me any questions below. Make sure you're subscribed because I'm going to be reviewing all these new releases. I got a huge batch of new releases coming in a day or so to your YouTube screen. But catch me over on Instagram and TikTok and Threads and Facebook. We have a membership here on YouTube that you can join. Look down below for all of that information and on buying information, as well as here on the screen. And let me know any questions you have. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss anything new. And here's to the new YSL addition to the family. Congratulations, YSL. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.